deep dive where emotions meet the stars and spirituality takes center stage. Join Sherianna Boyle and Carmen Schott as they explore astrology, mental health, manifesting, and so much more. Two women on a spiritual path, sharing wisdom, stories, and the magic of sisterhood. Ready to dive deep? Let's begin.
Ready to manifest your dreams? Carmen and Sherianna invite you to take a deep dive. Join this dynamic duo twice a month for guided manifesting practices and personalized astrological insights from Carmen. Don't miss this chance to align with the energy of the new moon. Visit sheriannaboyle.com/newmoonmanifesting to learn more and sign up today.
It is Sunday, April 13, 2025, and you're listening to another episode of Deep Dive. I'm Sherianna.
And I'm Carmen, and this is a show about astrology, emotions, and spirituality.
Yes, each week we're taking a deep dive into what's happening astrologically, how it's impacting you emotionally, your relationships, health, and so much more. Make sure you stay tuned because for the second half of the show, we always offer you some tips and tools for how to navigate this energy. So, Carmen, here we are, April 13.
Yeah, this is going to be a good week that we're coming up on because Mercury is now out of the shadow period. So I don't know about you, but I've been feeling really good the past couple days since last week Mercury went direct, but we still had that little stuff hovering over, and I had some computer malfunctions, and then all of a sudden, probably Sunday, Monday, I started feeling a weight lifted off of me energy wise. And I'm like, things are flowing now. And I'm like thinking clearly. And, I know the words to say and the words come out right, so we're out of Mercury retrograde, guys. And it's going to be a
Amen. Hallelujah. Right.
Yes. We don't have to worry again till about July. We're going to have it happen again, but that's okay. We'll deal with it in July.
At least it's summer.
Yeah, it's summer.
Everything's better in the summer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so there's just a few big astrological things this week. On April 16, the planet of communication, Mercury, it goes into Aries. So it was in Pisces, guys, which there was a lot of planets in Pisces, which what that does is it makes us kind of want to escape from the world, and it kind of can make us think negatively, kind of get into this victim mentality, like, oh, woe is me, and oh, things are so bad, and not looking at the good things in our life, being grateful. So Pisces can kind of get us in a funk a little bit, maybe a little sadness, loneliness, old hurts, thinking about old pain. And so now it's in Aries, which is all about moving forward, moving on, and not staying in the past, and they don't dwell on, who hurt them. They don't care. They go on to the next goal. And so we're going to be feeling a lot more assertive, wanting to speak our truth. We're going to, just kind of, hey, we're in the moment. We're impulsive. We're going to be communicating very honestly right now. So we're not going to be hiding what we think and what we believe, which we were kind of doing when Mercury was in Pisces, because they're secretive and they like to hide and they don't want to hurt people's feelings. So now Mercury's in Aries. So we're going to be like blunt, bold, and just tell people what we really think. So you may see a shift, so be careful too. You don't want to get into arguments or have unnecessary conflict, but just be patient and really be careful how you say things right now, because everyone in the world is going to be more direct. And you may be like, whoa, it may force you to be more direct if you're not normally that way. So that's why I wanted to highlight that.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that sounds like we're going to be resolving stuff, because I think so many conflicts are when we're not speaking our truth, whether it's inner conflict or outer conflict. It sounds like it's time to let your true feelings out in a way where you can resolve things.
Yeah, Aries are good at speaking up for themselves and their own needs, but they're also an advocate. They're kind of for the underdog. So if they see injustice or things that aren't right, they'll tell you. They'll say, hey, that's not right. You're not paying them what they should make, or, they should get credit for what they did. They're the one that'll speak up at work or in your life. And they have a little bit of a temper, a little bit, they get irritated, frustrated easily because they like things quick and fast. And so our mind is going to be quick and fast right now. And we may be more, verbal, more witty, quick in our words. So we'll feel the shift because Pisces Mercury is so different than what we're going to be in now this coming week. So
difficult to ground in, Carmen, because I'm thinking about people who are not grounded already. So if you're someone who isn't grounded, meaning you're when you're not grounded, your energy doesn't move as fluidly. So I'm imagining if you get into this Aries energy, does that help you ground, or is that going to trip you up?
Well, it's not gonna ground you because it's not an earth sign.
Yeah.
What it's going to do is it's going to give you passion and confidence and a kind of a self-esteem, a heightened self-esteem and belief in yourself, because Aries are very confident. They're overly confident, actually. And
overconfidence can cause conflict.
Yes. And that's why
not confidence, overconfident. Like I know everything.
Yeah. This communication is going to be
exactly.
You're going to see more bickering. And standing, you know what it is, Aries, their keyword is I am. So everything is about, if something happens, an Aries will be like, well, what about me? Whereas a Pisces is like, what about the world? What about everybody that's suffering? So now it's going to be like more, well, wait a minute. I haven't been thinking about myself. I haven't been speaking up for my needs. So people are going to shift to, I need to speak up for my needs now. But then everyone's doing that. And so there's going to be a lot more, a compromise going to need to be done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some people are going to interpret that as selfish, Carmen.
See, Aries are the selfish sign. They are. Their key word is, they're known to be self-centered, selfish. Okay. But this is the thing about Aries. We see it as selfish with Aries because most people are not so, they don't take care of their own needs like an Aries does. Most people are worried about hurting other people's feelings or being seen as selfish. That's a lot of people don't want to be seen as selfish, but they don't see it as that. They see it as being self-reliant and honest. Because they're honest and they're not fake people. They're going to tell you the truth. And it may be so shocking, like, well, wait a minute, that's not fair to me. Where most people won't say that, like, well, wait a minute. We may sugarcoat it when we don't think it's fair to us, but we don't say it flat out. They just say the truth. That's it. This isn't fair, or I'm getting screwed in this deal or whatever, they're not gonna, and they're going to be bold and they're going to be assertive, but that's why people like them, because they're the one in the room that'll say what everyone else wants to say, but they don't have the confidence to say it, or they're afraid of what people will think of them, which is why a lot of us, don't speak up all the time, and I've kind of struggled with this kind of thing because, as an advocate a victim advocate for years. If it has to do with someone else, I will speak up and advocate for other people. I'm good at that. But when it's my own thing, I feel like I don't know if it's right. I don't want to be overbearing. We all kind of have our own.
Which sometimes it gets, I can so relate to that, Carmen, because sometimes when we do kind of sugarcoat it, the challenge is, and I do this, I try to come, how can I say this in a way where it's not hurtful or offensive? But if you do a little too much sugarcoating, they actually don't get the message.
Absolutely.
The message gets lost. You think you're communicating clearly because in your mind, I'm like, okay, I got to let this person know this. How can I do it in a way that's honest, but also not hurtful? And you do too much of that. And then I've had it happen to me. They never got that message, and you're still both on very different pages.
Yeah. I had to kind of learn that just in my personality. I used to avoid conflict. I hated conflict. I didn't feel comfortable dealing with conflict. It was really hard for me. So I would just withdraw or let someone else just get their way. Right. Because I didn't want to. And as I got older, I learned to be more Aries, like is how I say it. So I remember my friend telling me, you can be direct but kind. And
Mm,
that was my thing. I had to learn to stand up and ask and be
yeah.
direct, but do it in a kind way. And that's how I am, like assertive. Being assertive is different than being abusive or overbearing. Assertiveness is good. We want to be assertive. We don't want to be
Well, it's
passive.
clear. It's clear. And that's the thing that I find complements the kindness
Yeah.
is don't lose your clarity. Don't be so kind that
Yes.
now you're wishy-washy.
Yes. And Aries hates that. So Aries, and we've been, guys, we're in Aries season
Yeah.
still until the 19th. So we'll talk about that. But so
Yeah.
the sun is in Aries, the beginning of the week. So it's all about truth. And Aries don't like sugarcoating, and they don't like wishy-wash. They want you to make a decision, take action, and trust your gut and go. Like they like, they want you to be keep up with them, because they don't wait around for people. When they want to get something done, they just do it, and they don't always think things through, and they don't worry about, is this right or wrong? They go with their gut instinct. And so Mercury in Aries is a big deal, guys, because we're all going to be more confident, I think, too, with speaking up.
Are they not like touchy-feely people?
They're passionate people.
Okay.
But they love the feeling of being in love, but they like a challenge.
I
They like
see.
a challenge. And so see if you're Libra rising. So
I am. I love
yes,
when you tell me what I am. Okay.
yes, you're Libra rising. So you're the opposite sign of Aries on your rising, which means that's your chart ruler is Venus. So you draw Aries people because they're your opposite. Because yeah, so Aries is on your house of marriage and partnership, which means that you typically draw people, friends, partners that are more assertive and strong-willed and a little bit more self-centered than you are. You're more of a peacemaker, compromiser, let's work together. But Aries are business-minded, they're motivated, they're great coaches, they're happy, they're generous. I mean, they got a lot of good energy. They're athletic. A lot of them are athletes. They love to work out, do sports, competition. That's big for Aries. And so that's the kind of partner's energy that you'll attract. And it's funny because my moon is in Aries. So you and I kind of click.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I do like assertive people.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'd rather have assertive than wishy-washy. Be clear.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let me know what the plan is. Let's
Yeah.
not waver back and forth kind of thing. Interesting. Well, if you're just joining us on KMET Radio, we're giving you your astrological update, and we're talking about how this may impact you this week. We do need to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more from Deep Dive from Sherianna Carmen. Hang in.
Hi, this is Carmen Turner Schott, author and psychological astrologer. My newest books are Your Astrological Energy and Astrology's Magical Nodes of the Moon. Both offer powerful insights to help you understand your emotions and your spiritual journey through astrology. Discover how your birth chart can help you heal, transform, and become more resilient. Visit my website today at carmenturnershott.com and grab your copies on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and online stores.
Looking to transform your life? Sherianna Boyle, author of 11 powerful books, invites you to take a deep dive. Explore her emotional detox series, discover manifesting with energy in action, and connect with spirit in her latest book, Just Ask Spirit. Start your journey today. Find all her books at sheriannaboyle.com.
Welcome back to Deep Dive. So here we are, Carmen. What else is happening this week?
So the big thing, there's only two big things that are happening this week that are going to shift the energy. So on April 18, Mars, a planet of drive and passion and war and conflict, it goes into Leo. And this is a good thing because Mars is our energy. Mars gives us physical energy. So Mars has been in Cancer, guys, which think of a fiery planet that wants to just blazed through, and it's in a water sign. The water just took it out, took all the
Yeah.
energy out of it. So that's why
Right.
people have been feeling tired for several months now, because Mars has been in Cancer, the water sign. It's not, it's in detriment, which means it's a negative type of a energy placement. It's not a good place that Mars likes to be. Mars is now in a fire sign, Leo, and it can fully shine and let its energy go and get
Oh,
big.
that's going to feel so good.
Yes, and it's going to be amazing. And Leo's about creativity, self-expression. We're going to feel like we can express ourselves again. We're going to feel like the energy's flowing, and we're going to feel physically better. Physically, we're going to have more energy to socialize, network, do what's fun, do something pleasure, what's entertaining.
And that's on April 18th. So this is
Yeah,
a big week
yes, it is.
because
So
we're going out of Mercury retrograde
yeah,
and we go into Aries on the 16th and then Mars and Leo on the 18th.
yeah. Mercury goes into
Wow.
Aries, and anytime a planet enters a new sign is a big deal. That's why I always highlight that, because that's a whole new pattern of energy going to affect the world, all of us. And then so we got Mercury into Aries, Mars into Leo, two big astrological events, and then April 19, the Sun enters Taurus. So we are going to be out
Ah,
of Aries season. We're going to be into Taurus season.
not very long.
No. And so we went from Aries is spring, it's raining, things are blooming, there's storms, it's a lot of, weather, we have a lot of hail, a lot of tornadoes have been going on across the United States. And then,
Yes.
and that's Aries, because it's spring, and Aries is about big, intense energy. So, and it's bold, and it gets everything blooming. And so now the sun's in Taurus, and Taurus is an earth sign. And Tauruses are known to be grounded to nature and like gardening, planting flowers, getting your hands and feet in the dirt, taking care of your lawn, your garden, all those things. The flowers are, the scents. Tauruses are very, into the senses, sight, sound, hearing, taste, touch. So they can be very sensitive. They can have allergies too, because they're sensitive to all of the things with the senses. Their hands,
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The foods you eat. A lot of Tauruses have food allergies because
It-
they're anything with the senses. Yeah.
yeah, well, that's me.
Oh,
Whenever
really?
someone tells me, oh, yeah, well, I'm gluten free, dairy
Oh,
free,
really?
everything free.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Interesting. So this is an interesting week. And so we're going to go from Aries, and then the 19th, we're going to get connected to the earth and get a sense of grounding.
Yeah, we will ground on the 19th until the the end of April will be Taurus. So we'll be really feeling more.
Of course, that appeals to me as a Taurus. I'm like,
Yeah, you're a
yes,
Taurus.
yes, for grounding. Yes.
Going to be in like your element, which if you think about this, I always watch these funny astrology videos on Instagram and stuff. It's just it makes you laugh because they're true. So like Aries, like Aries during Aries season, this, and they'll have like somebody like on the go and like arguing and losing their temper and like go go go, and then Taurus chilling on the couch,
That's
eating some
me.
bonbons, just relaxing in their
Watching my
pajamas.
American Idol. I love my American Idol. I'm
I
like,
love
American Idol.
Too. Yeah, I've been watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is getting good.
Have you been watching? Oh, I've
Yeah,
been loving
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I
I
love
actually,
it. Good ones.
did you watch it last night?
I haven't caught up yet, so don't tell me. But
I'm not going to tell you because I have to finish watching it because I went to bed
okay.
because I have to get up early and teach. So I
Yeah.
was like, I can't stay up that late. But oh my God, do they have good singers?
Do you know what? This is just a fun fact since we're going to be into Taurus season.
Yeah.
Taurus rules the voice, the throat.
I
So
thought Gemini did.
no, Gemini rules the lungs and the hands.
Oh, Taurus rules the throat?
Yes, the thyroid gland, the throat, the voice, the speech. That's the sound. Sound.
No
So
wonder. Oh,
Taurus
okay.
there's two things about Tauruses, and this is really cool when you research charts of famous people. I started looking at American Idol contestants years ago. A lot of them, people that are on the show, are Taurus suns,
No
because
way.
Tauruses usually have a beautiful singing voice, or they like music. If they can't sing, then they like music. And there's other factors, but a lot of Tauruses are singers. Yeah. Yep.
Interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah, and
Well,
I had a coworker, this is recently, she's a Taurus, and I never would have guessed, like if I didn't know astrology, I would have never known she liked music and liked to sing. So I heard her over in her cubicle when I was in the cubicle land again, and she was singing to herself over there. I could hear her, and it was really pretty. She had a pretty voice. And I went over there and I said, "You sing?" She said, "Yeah, I like to, and I want to learn to play the guitar." I said, "You're a Taurus, aren't you?" And she's like, "Yeah." So she's like, I go, "Taurus rules the throat." She's like, "What?" I started telling her, and she was really interested. She brought her husband over.
Well, I chant. I mean, I do mantras.
That's
yeah,
singing.
I do chant daily. I do my mantra.
Sound healing.
I do. Interesting. I never knew that. I learned something from you all the time. Any tips as we've just got a few minutes left to the show here? Anything you want to offer people?
Yeah. When the sun goes into Taurus on the 19th this week, you're going to be feeling, don't beat yourself up, because the energy is going to go from being real high and intense to grounded and very slow. Fast energy to slow energy. You're going to feel it. So you may feel like, well, man, I need to be just relax, just be in the energy, live in the moment. And that's Taurus's thing.
Like have a glass of lemonade, right? Whenever I think grounding, I think lemonade, because it's like, when else do you drink lemonade? You're outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I just picture, okay, that's a thing where I'm just sitting, hanging out, have a glass of lemonade.
Just barbecue, chill out. Because that's the thing. Tauruses don't like to be rushed. Aries are all about rushing. Total opposites.
Yeah.
And so we're going to shift from Aries, rush, to be very laid back and patient and slow. And that's Taurus. They don't make decisions they wait and think it through. And we're going to have a shift into that. We're not going to be feeling Aries as much. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to stick with my original tip of make sure kindness comes with clarity.
Yeah.
Make sure that when you're communicating in this Aries energy and being bold, as you say, and courageous, and letting people know your needs, that you're very, very, don't sugarcoat it to the point where you lose it. Yeah. And that's happened to me lots, especially if you're around Aries people who are strong. You can start to back down. And I'm like you said, I'm a Taurus, so I like to have peace. So I'll be like, okay, fine. Okay, fine. It's not, I always say, choose your battles. Is this one I want to, is this worth me getting all, I had real quick, I know we have like 2 minutes. I had something happen at work where at one of my many jobs where something wasn't working out, and someone else wanted to advocate for me. And they were like, I'm going to speak to so-and-so. This isn't right. And they're probably an Aries person. Yeah. And I said, you know what? Please don't. Please don't. Right. And here was the reason why. I said, if you speak up, then that person doesn't have to do the right thing.
Yeah, true.
They do the right thing because now they're pushed.
Yes.
And I want this to be organic, and I want them to I don't feel like I want to do people's work for them in that way, because that can happen. And I'm really let the universe decide how things are supposed to pan out. But I'm looking forward to this Aries energy and out of Mercury retrograde. This feels like a good week.
Yeah. It is going to be a good week.
And those of you that are new to Deep Dive, remember that we are also, if you miss an episode, no problem. Just go to Deep Dive with Carmen and Sherianna at our YouTube channel. So it's a new channel there. Please make sure that you subscribe, and also write to us on the channel. If you have any questions, any comments, we would love to hear from you. Again, it's Deep Dive with Carmen and Sherianna on YouTube. Thanks, Carmen.
You have a good week.
Yes, you too. And thank you everyone for listening to another episode of Deep Dive. And you can check in with us again on next Sunday. We go live on KMET Radio at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. See you then.
Thank you for tuning into Deep Dive with Sherianna Boyle and Carmen Turner Schott. If today's episode inspired you, don't forget to share, subscribe, and leave us a review. For more insights and resources, visit carmenturnerschott.com and sheriannaboyle.com. Until next time, keep diving deep into your soul's journey.